everyone give a big shout out to Karen Massoglia.
All right, so I'm talking about the 6 steps to longevity. And number 6, I'm going to ask you guys to guess what it is, okay? There's one thing that we can do for our health that is just going to that's going to impact all the other things that I'm talking about tonight. So as you're listening to these things, be thinking, what do you think that one thing is that can really make a massive difference in your health? Okay. So one great thing that we can do for our health is stay heart healthy. Heart disease is the #1 cause of death worldwide. So that's huge. I mean, cholesterol, blood pressure, strokes, lots of things are impacted by that. Number 2, avoid diabetes. Diabetes is the leading cause of mortality and reduced life expectancy. I don't know if you've seen the list of comorbidities that go along with diabetes, but it's a really, really long list of health issues that people get when they're suffering from diabetes. So the third one is reduced cellular damage that can lead to cancer and shortening your telomeres. Telomeres are at the end of your cells, and that you only have so much. You get what you get, and when you want to keep them as long as you can, for as long as you possibly can. Stress is something that impacts that, and so is your overall health. So avoid excessive fat buildup in your liver. There's both alcoholic fatty liver disease and there's non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and both both can drastically impact your health. The 5th is maintain a healthy weight. An elevated BMI, body mass index, which is your height to weight ratio, in older adults can lead to developing a long list of health issues. Here's some of them that are impacted when you get to a healthy weight. This was a Cleveland Clinic study. 55% of depression. I mean, a lot of these are things that people just don't even think about. 55% of depression is resolved when you're at a healthy weight. Cardiovascular disease is an 82% reduction. GERD, 72 to 98%. Degenerative joint disease, 41 to 76%. Some of that's related to inflammation. Your fat cells is where your inflammation lives. When you shrink your fat cells, you're shrinking your inflammation and increasing your C-reactive proteins. Type 2 diabetes, ovarian syndrome. What do you think the #1 thing that I think you can do to impact your heart health, diabetes, your cellular health, and being at a healthy weight? What's the #1 thing that you might think of?
Eliminate sugar. Sleep.
Yes, eliminate sugar. Yes, that's it. Yes, sugar is. There's been a lot of studies. Harvard did a study that sugar is 8 times more addictive than cocaine. 8 times. And heroin is even more addictive than cocaine. So it's even more addictive than heroin is. So, I mean, it just sets your body up to just kind of crave food. It sets you up, like your body doesn't register that you're full either. So you just kind of keep eating, and then you have this sugar crash, and then you want to eat more of it. So it's one of the biggest culprits is the empty calories that we all have in soda. I mean, the number of Americans that have 1 can of soda, the vast majority of us are drinking a can of soda a day, and that has a dramatic impact on our health. Sugar is associated with weight gain and obviously increased type 2 diabetes, and it's which is a leading cause of mortality and reduced life expectancy. So your blood sugar goes up, and that impacts so many different areas of your health. So it also is connected with your visceral adiposity or your visceral fat, which is your belly fat. which is not only what most people want to get rid of, but it's also the fat that's associated with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and heart issues and strokes. So that's what builds up when you're having sugar. It is also the number one reason that people get non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, because what happens through a process called lipogenesis, your body converts the sugar into fat, a fat that causes fatty liver. Sugar-sweetened drinks are connected with arteriosclerosis, a disease characterized by fatty artery clogging deposits. So it can lead to insulin resistance and inflammation and shorten your telomeres, which are connected. It can get your liver working slowly. So what are the things that you can do to eliminate sugar? I mean, as I said, it's 8 times more addictive than cocaine. So that's where I think people really come into a challenge, is when they look at it, it's like, okay, yeah, but I'm addicted to it, and it's hard to get off of it. And I hear that all the time. And it's really a matter of it's a mindset shift. Part of it is really getting in touch with, why do you care about this, and working with somebody. I know there's some awesome coaches. Les Hill is an awesome coach and helps people kind of get in touch with why. I work with people on that too, obviously, but and you do too. So finding out why it really matters to you is really the first step. Why do you really care about your health, and why do you want to impact that? I have a lot of clients that feel like they've tried and tried and tried, and then they go and they get their blood tests, or their doctor says you need to go on insulin. And then all of a sudden, now they have their why. Or maybe they've even tried the metformin or insulin that their doctors put them on, and they're aware of that this is not a medicine that's agreeing with me, and I want to get off of it. So that becomes their why. And then all of a sudden, when they have that, it makes a big difference. So yes.
What should we know about stevia? I don't know a ton, but I know it's popular.
That's a great question. The question is, what do we know about stevia? In general, actually diet soda causes more diabetes than the sugar pop does, sugar sodas do. So in general, the artificial sweeteners are not your friend in any way, shape, or form. I think there's some controversy over stevia. I personally love stevia. I mean, it's an herb. It lowers your blood sugar to a certain extent. I mean, I think there's a concern that that people sometimes take too much of it, drink too much of it. But I think Zevia, which is a pop that's made with stevia, can be a great alternative, especially for somebody that's dealing with a sugar addiction. It can be a way to get off of it. But yeah, it's a natural herb. It's not like NutraSweet that's impacting your nervous system and wreaking havoc on cells and nerves and that kind of stuff. So really focusing on why. The first step is focusing on why you really care. Like I said, when people get in touch with that, it just things kind of snowball. It just probably like you all have done with your businesses, right? It's getting in touch with what matters to you most that makes a big impact. So same thing with your health, is really painting a picture in a really vivid way. The more vivid the picture, just like it would be with your business, the more vivid the picture is about what you really want with your health. For some of my clients, they want to be able to go play with their grandkids. I was with one of my clients at a family gathering, and her 5-year-old granddaughter came up to her and said, "Grandma, come play with me on the ground." And she looked at her and she said, "Zena, I can't get on the ground." And she took on her health right then, and she lost 70 pounds, got off her diabetic medication, and that was her why, And actually, my son my son had a similar effect on his grandpa. They were out, and his grandpa said, you know what, I have 100 pounds to lose. I don't want to do it. I've lived a long life. I'm happy. I'm just ready to go home. And my son came up to him and put his hand on his leg, and he said, Grandpa, don't you want to watch me play baseball too? And he went out that day and bought a treadmill, and he lost 100 pounds. So that really is the thing that's going to make a difference is work. And if you want to work with somebody, that can really make a difference, to work with somebody to come up with your why and get it really vivid in your mind. So because of the addiction issues with sugar. So my suggestion is that you track your grams of sugar. The goal is 20 grams of sugar a day. There's all kinds of apps. I like MyFitnessPal, but there's there's a bunch of them. Like I know my Fitbit has one that you can use to track, and it's easy. Once you've set it up and you've done it for a day or two, it doesn't take much time to stick your food in there and see how many grams of sugar you're getting in a day. So the goal is like 20 grams, and then get support. There's all kinds of groups that want to support people around their health. So there's Facebook groups, obviously, and different community groups, and I can let you know about some of them if you'd like to know. But yeah, having friends support you, come up with some people that want to join you on a health journey, and that makes a huge difference too. So thank you very much.